Hello, fellow Aquarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising sign. This is January 2026, your horoscope. And we're also going to be looking at a time your best month of January based on a cool sky in which there's a lot of focus on money in your chart. You're really putting a lot of emphasis on shifting your finances, and things look extremely fortunate in that regard. Second of all, you can see a big reset button that's pretty darn rare happening in the month of January in your house of distant shores, foreign lands, but also money you can make from those places, as well as your spiritual life. It's quite a profound and rare set of circumstances that you're going to encounter in January that can really shift your reality. Of course, we have Neptune moving into Aries in the end of the month, and we'll be bringing that up as well, where that planet will stay for 14 years. Welcome if you're new here. My name is Lori Lothian. I am a Western tropical zodiac type astrologer. This is not Vedic astrology. And I also am an astrologer who likes you to be able to use astrology for easier flow and timing in your life so that you can, in quotes, time your best life. And if you want to do that for 2026, I created 12 videos, one for each sign, each more than 2 hours long, usually about 2.5, some of them. Also a PDF guidebook that goes for the whole year with the major events of the year written by me for you. And if you'd like to get that content, it's on sale and it's $55 right now for the entire 12 sign bundle. And it makes a great stocking stuffer, but you can also buy that for Sun, Moon, and Rising. So you get all three for yourself, and we'll explain how to understand those shortly. Or you could just buy your sign for $22, right? So it's a little bit more affordable by $10 to, in fact, instead get the bundle. So go ahead and check it out below. And it's my yearly fundraiser. And some of it goes towards a scholarship fund for students who can't afford to study with me. I'm a teaching astrologer. Some of it goes to equipment like my microphones and my laptop. So all of that stuff helps this channel grow by fortifying my supply chain of things I need to make it continue forward. Thank you. And hit the like button and subscribe if you want. Okay, so long story short, let's get going on the Sun, Moon, and Rising for Aquarius. Now, some of you always ask me, how do I do Sun, Moon, and Rising? What do I focus on? Which way do I think about it? Well, let's make it very simple. Your rising sign is your simulation avatar, connects to your time of birth. It's when you were born, and it has to do with the Eastern Horizon line, and that is your avatar in the simulation. It is not the true you. It's like the movie character in the movie, in the screenplay. But it's very circumstantially sensitive, and it can indicate changes in your life. So we listen to our rising sign for sure. When we listen to the sun sign, we're listening as if we put the sun in the first house. It represents our soul, our deep essence, but often connects the dots around career and purpose related matters. And when we listen for our moon sign, it's how we feel and think about life. It's our emotional mental comportment, but it also connects us to things to do with home and where we live. And I always say, if you get an eclipse to your moon, there's going to be some major change of where you live. It's classic. So listen for all three, see what you think. And otherwise, let's get started. We're going to take a look at the sky. I hope that my dishwasher isn't really loud. I hope you guys can't hear it. I might get up and turn it off, but we'll get by. And let's get started. So as we begin the month, and we're going to take this week by week, as we start the month, Aquarius, we start out with a bit of a kerfuffle as Mercury will be squaring Neptune and, of course, Saturn as well. The vibe is December 31st and January 1st, some uncertainty, confusion, or fog of not knowing what's real when it comes to matters to do with career gains, profitability from your career, and earnings. And there's just some kind of sense of uncertainty, confusion. You don't have the right details. You don't know what's true and real. It will pass. It's a short-lived kerfuffle. Mercury also in a square to Saturn could be some difficult conversations you might be having on the day before New Year's, like the 30th, the 31st, and January 1st, with an elder sibling or a friend, and some very confusing or difficult or hard conversations that are happening at that time. When we move past that and we get into the next part of our story and we move forward by a day, we see ourselves moving into January, and we're going to notice that there is in the pipeline Venus and then later Mars getting ready to join the sun. And this is a very important reset button or a synodic cycle. And Mars and Venus both do this every regularity, right? Mars will co-join the sun every 2 years and Venus every 4. In this sign, Venus will do it every 4. Otherwise, she does it every 10 months. And for Mars, he'll do it every year, but not in this sign. So we got to get some backdrop going. The last time Mars and Venus did this, is important to compare notes. So let's go back in time. On January 6th, just so you know, that's when Venus joins the sun. And then on January 9th, that's when Mars joins the sun. Those are very powerful, fortunate, lucky days, and you can harness the luck, and I'm going to show you how. But also Mercury will spend a while in the sign here of Capricorn, having entered in at the beginning of January on the 1st through to the 20th. This is really an important time if you want to take a trip abroad, especially with Mars here, go off to an ashram, a retreat center, some solitude, some alone time, some introspective, alone journeys to distant shores can look like it doesn't have to be foreign, even just distant, but Venus says, let's go foreign and kind of deke out of reality, go into downtime for yourself. There's also the potential when you're just seeking isolation, and Mercury will have you have ideas or thoughts or projects you want to work on while you're in your salutinous downtime for the first 3 weeks of January. And he's not too bad at coming up with new ideas for making money from distant shores and foreign lands. And he will be in a flow to Saturn and the North Node to help you increase money through new ways of earning money, especially if you have digital income, borderless revenue, international money, or work for a foreign company, or work in a foreign or distant shore from your birthplace. Now, on January the 6th, Venus will join the sun. This is a Cazimi. She's dying in the heart of the sun like she did in 2010, 2014. Follow the math, 2018, 2022 in Capricorn. So every 4 years, she does a reset button here for you. And this reset button on January the 6th is a very powerful day of luck and opportunity to do something connected to what Venus would have you succeed at. And it's in a reset mode. Now, Venus is going to be lucky on that day for you, and she does have certain powers to give you good luck with land, property, real estate, or money coming to you from a legacy wealth setting, family member, or whatever. Positive, exciting new beginnings can happen with where you live, with money from your family of origin, maybe an opportunity to travel from home connected to a surprise. But the day itself can be used to do something that Venus would support. And because she rules the house of publications and podcasting, it's a great day to publish a podcast, to publish your book, to send an agent a letter, to write a first draft, begin writing a first draft, because this is book publishing and publications. It could also perhaps be a little like Substack-y. It's hard to say. Social media platforms are that third house, and Substack is writing. This is usually bigger things like I'm publishing my book, or, your serial podcast that's on Spotify and everywhere else. It's hard to define ninth house. You might definitely take a trip abroad, plan a trip abroad, or have an unexpected opportunity to travel abroad on January 6th. However, her reset button, and she is invisible here until early to mid-February. Her reset button, invisible means you won't see all of the outcome of this reset button until February. She wants to do a cosmic reset of matters connected to your spiritual life, your pleasures, especially reducing or getting rid of addictions, especially in a relationship to Saturn in the house of what you eat. She will help you here change the structures of making money from distant shores, foreign lands, and foreign people. So you might have a new system, or she wants to implement for you. And if you are anybody who is looking for love and you're single as an Aquarian, it might involve love connected to foreign people, far off lands and shores. Will you see the love story show up immediately? No, of course not. The reset button on January 6th unfolds most acutely or most actively under the first 10 months. So through to the third week of October when she resets again in Scorpio. So sometime between this reset button in January and October, you might get into a love relationship with someone connected to an ashram, a spiritual community, a far off land, or a distant shore. Let's see what happens if you're looking for new love in that regard. Of course, this was something she could bring you on the regular. So did new love show up 2022 at 10 months? Ask yourself that. That happened to me. Within 10 months, I got into a Zoom call with a guy that would become a partner of relationship partner, and he was from a distant shore and foreign land. I usually say give it a full, almost a year. So you can say from this January to the end of the year, will you find a new love story? It is possible. It is possible. It is possible. On the other hand, finally, let's finish up with the Venus story. And there might be somebody in a hospital setting here. Won't be you. You're not Venus ruled. And there may be events going on that are trying to work themselves out. all through the month of December with somebody in your life in a hospital setting. It could be a female, Venus. It could be a male, like Mars. It could be a father figure, the sun. It's all I can say. So someone you know could be in a hospital setting and you're paying a lot of attention to that. And in fact, with Venus here, you might find that there's some good news coming or some powerful resets of the person in the hospital and their health challenges. Unlike the other dates I gave you, Jupiter is witnessing the reset button at 16 Capricorn, and he's blessing it. He's giving it positive vibrations from his exaltation. So it should be something more positive than negative for sure. What about when we move forward a little bit more and we connect to the next narrative? That will be that Venus and Mars, the cosmic lovers, co-join on January the 8th. What a profound powerhouse stellium. A blending of masculine, feminine energies in the house of enlightenment can, and happens to be with the sun like this every 30 odd years, 35, I think, can bring you into a new kind of spiritual alignment in which your Kundalini is balanced. Your masculine and feminine, lunar and solar currents are coming into some new balance, and look for the year that follows that to give you evidence that it's true. On the other hand, there can be a hot, sizzling, sexy getaway trip to go have some romantic fun. And it may be that the trip is activated or, instigated or ignited as of January 8th. The plans are put in place. The hotels are booked. You don't have to necessarily have the fun, sexy trip right away, but it will be Venus and Mars collaborating in the house of getaway lands and ashrams and far off shores and travel in a sexy romance vibration. And they'll both be in this part of your chart for Venus until January 16th. So that would have been December 24th to January 16th. Mars will be there all the way through until January 22. Let's put it this way. Sexy getaway trips, courtesy of Venus and Mars, anywhere probably from December 24th to January the 16th, but better after the conjunction. So January 8th to 16th, time for a vacation. I think I'll do that myself. Will it be hot and sexy? It could be, or it could just be a vacation. It just could be taking some time off and recalibrating your action plans with your pleasures and enjoyment of life. Alrighty, so now we move into the next day, which is January the 9th, where we have a very rare reset button at 19 Capricorn of Mars in the heart of the sun. And the last time Mars joined the sun here and reset your 12th house was back in 1994-95. Indeed, it was the end of December, but the impact would have been felt by you throughout the entire calendar year of 94 and 95, as well as the calendar years of 1979 and 1980. You had a reset button in the 12th house. What occurred here? I went to Mexico City and Acapulco. This is far off lands and foreign shores. As a Canadian girl from the remote north, that was a major event back when I was in high school, right? 1979, 1980. So there's an example for you. Believe that's what that corresponded to. But also you might find that this is a reset button that corresponds back to those dates I gave you to do with how you make money in foreign lands, distant shores, or spiritual awakening and spiritual moksha liberation and the movement towards those things in your life. The reset button here with Mars is about also translating the action of the 12th house, foreign lands, foreign shores, distant places, money made from distant places and money made abroad. Yes, or money made in foreign lands. I'll give me as an example. In 1994-95, I started my psychics reading business in a foreign country from my home country, which was the United States of America, right? And in fact, I made money in America in those ages. I had a reporting job that I quit. And in 1995, I started my own psychic biz, but I had only had that job in 94 and I left it in 94. And in 95, I started my readings biz. And after taking time out to have a baby. So I made money in a foreign shore. I was living in a country other than my home and I made money, right? It means you can move to another country to make money. That's what it means. The other element about this would be, what does Mars want to translate the reset button to do? Because Mars is the action plan. And the reset is here. And Venus, of course, is the money part of it in this time around. Mars might translate this cosmic reset button to matters to do with a change of location connected to neighborhood, right? You might move to a different city or a town distant and far from where you currently live or where you were born in specific ways, but even just change your neighborhood. And exactly what happened to me 94, 95, I changed my neighborhood from DC to Annapolis. Exactly what happened in 79, 80. Was that true? Let me think about my age. Oh no, I stayed home. I was still in high school. I'd have to go back to other things, but you can see that Mars owns a house of travel and the neighborhood. So travel, neighborhood changes, new writing projects, marketing, selling, communicating projects, new teaching and learning directions and projects can emerge off this cosmic reset, but also he owns your career house. And so there's a very big career change possibility coming from this. Like I said, I was a reporter and I became a psychic in 94, 95, right? And in 79, 80, I think I was applying for university and I changed my direction and moved from one school that was going to send me off in an English major to another one that sent me towards journalism. So a change in vocational direction will happen here. So I expect, even though I'll probably keep doing YouTube videos, for me as an example, I'll probably have a major shift in direction as well. And Mars will cut anything out of your life that is not good for you, especially addictive substances. He's going to do that one way or the other, right? So you're going to laugh at this. 79, 80, I went a whole year without any alcohol. In the last couple of years of high school, I decided to take a year off. So it would be easier to cut away addictions and self-undoing in the wake of this. And it is a 4-year reset button. I mean, a 2-year reset button. It will not expire until 2028. So it's really good for those of you trying to clean up your act, and move into more, I guess I'd say, sobriety. He is sextiling the god of sobriety in the house of what you put in your mouth. This could be and the escapist addictions that Neptune provides. So it's really good for clearing away all of the addictive stories in your life, whether it's Haagen-Dazs, popcorn, mac and cheese, or weed, wine, and women in song. Clear out those addictions, especially the oral and the nose and face things that go in your nose and mouth. Okay, so then we're going to keep going. So now you see how important January is. That first week is chock-a-block. That first 9 days with the reset buttons that are happening. Mars won't be visible until the third week of 17th of March. Therefore, you won't see the evidence for this reset. But because he rises in your money house, you're going to expect more money, but changes in the way you make money as well coming off that reset button. You'll see when we get there, we'll be doing a deep dive video into that closer to March the 17th. Come do my Mars webinar. It explains the cycle in depth and helps you understand how to best use it based on your chart. That webinar is on January the 14th. As we continue forward, and I click forward here just for you, you're going to notice a few things are going to happen. Basically, it's that first 14 days is all about the cosmic reset button. But as we move towards January 14th, we begin to see the emergence of a beautiful luck triangle. This is very, very fortunate. And it can bring you into some kind of experience, right? Where you want to activate ease, flow, and opportunity without struggle. And it happens whether you try or not. First of all, the parade of invisible planets here are the sequential activators. Venus, Sun, Mars, Mercury are all taking time to hold this triangle up for you. It looks like it's about money. We do have the North Node increasing volume up, your earnings, money, resources, and possessions. And that's going to be true through till the end of July kind of thing, or into July. At the same time, we have Saturn, all the hard work you've been doing since 2023 to structure your money, save money, conserve money, and give it better forms, as you make it, where Neptune is to bring your money into an ideal dream come true manifestation of how it comes to you. And I don't know what to say exactly, but Uranus is on a wealth star. Algol can bring shocking and sudden surprises. Now, I'm going to make a funny story up. There's a hospital lottery. This is the house of hospitals. Venus is money. Who knows? I think that the draw for the lottery is close to January 14th. I could win a home. It's called Heroes Home Lottery or something. Who knows? I could win a lottery ticket for a couple $1 million. That would be nice. But it can be a vibe of unexpected, shocking, surprising energy connected to home, land, property, and real estate. and multiple people in your life. I'll give you some examples. It could be connected to your family of origin and legacy wealth, money from a spouse, money from, or a spouse's money increasing and you're participating in it, money from an ex, spouse, even spouse and ex-spouse. Both of those are true. Jupiter keeps doubling down on how lucky this is as he looks at it. So it definitely looks like it could be some financial luck, a surge in your financial wellness coming through January 14th. This whole thing plays out till January 22nd, okay? But also because some of this could connect, I don't know if it will, it could connect to what's being healed here as Jupiter opposing the sun and trining Chiron is healing a chironic wound in social media, writing, communicating, traveling, and local neighborhoods. At the same time, you're also getting this formative luck. Money luck is basically the tip of the kite, money clarity, money ease, and money flow. And with Venus opening up that triangle, and she's our first person, January 14th to about the 17th, she can translate it to luck in publishing, podcasting, financial luck connected to home, property, land, and real estate, and legacy wealth, meaning inheritances. As we move forward then, and Venus moves into Aquarius, she'll be here for quite a while. Venus will be gallivanting your Aquarian sky, making you more attractive. Get a new wardrobe, get a new haircut, be personable, social, likable, and persuasive. You look good in your own skin. You feel good in your own skin. If this is your Aquarius sun, you feel good in your career path, Aquarius rising in your character simulation skin, and moon, good about your emotional set points and maybe in your home life. And Venus is going to be in your Aquarius sky for quite a while. So get used to the feeling good about you through to February 10th, January 7th to February 10th. You feel good about being yourself, and you're lucky as well. You're particularly lucky when it comes to publishing, podcasting, traveling, foreign lands, distant shores, and real estate and home and property matters. And, I should have mentioned that Uranus rules the internet, so you could go viral on something you produced in and from your home as well. But when Venus moves into your first house, she's connecting to Pluto for a powerful wealth yoga, the power of love, the love of power, take your pick. You're coming into a generative energy of rebirthing yourself. And Venus wants to help you, and you may clear out some clutter from your childhood that's held you back, ancestral wounds, childhood wounds. You might also really reach for the sky at new levels of success when it comes to writing, publishing, podcasting, and teaching. And there's something every year for 44 years, she's going to continually reboot you here. So get ready for that new energy. It certainly lights up the book publishing house for you, as well as the artistic and creative fifth house. She could also bring you grandchildren. So, you might be coming into this time of the year, and you might find that this connection here with Pluto could open up doors of hearing that you're going to be a grandparent during the month of January. Now, we want to notice that we get the sun following the triangle and holding the triangle next, pretty exactly, by the way, on January 17th. And so when Venus was doing it, looks like just pure luck connected to something financial. But now we get the sun, and the sun rules the seventh house of legal contracts and partnerships. You might have some legal contracts and deals and partnership things that are coming through. Could still be exciting, exhilarating, or surprising. You might need to sign on dotted lines, that kind of stuff. Then we move forward, and the sun will enter into your sign. And let's try to get that to hold, right? Let's see if we can get it to hold. The sun will enter your sign. Hopefully it'll hold. And as the sun enters your sign, now you're going to have, your good 30 days of solar energy in your sign. But downside, it burns you out. Be careful. It can be like having a sunlight, glaring on you all the time, right? You need like shade, you need oasis, you need rest, you need to turn out the light. So sometimes people burn out under this energy. So every year you should watch out January 20th to February 20th or so, that you're not like overdoing something where you feel like fried under the light of the sun. Otherwise, with the sun burning you out, it could be burning you out on attention to your audience, your marketplace, your clients, or a significant partnership, too much attention on that person, and you're burning up and burning out. But on the other hand, this is still just the sun, and it's going to wake up everything here. And you're going to be really activating the wealth yoga that Pluto, wealth and power yoga that Pluto and Venus are working out. And, Venus can translate it all to the publishing house, as I said, or real estate matters. Mercury takes up the kite and really begins to own it. And you'll notice it on the 18th, 19th, and 20th. He's conjunct Mars. And on the 18th, 19th, and 20th, as he's conjunct Mars, right, you're going to have something to do with information or news that propels you to take action. It can involve action around land, property, and real estate, money, and also action regarding travel and trips to foreign lands. And you got some information. Now you got to take the action. It's time to move on it. Okay. But it's all very fortuitous, easy, and flowing one way or the other. Wouldn't be a bad opportunity to book an adventure to a foreign land, to book the trip, that kind of thing. January 17th, 18th, 19th. And you might have expenses here. Mars and Mercury together could be news of an unexpected expense that surprises you. But stable Saturn is stabilizing things. So it might mean that it's an expense that might be a hefty amount of money that you're having to put out, but you're not surprised, really. You might be surprised, but you can handle it. You can handle it. Everything aligns to handle any unexpected expenditures, especially with Jupiter supporting all things good on the financial front, especially from the work front. You might notice that the new moon is happening on the 18th, and that reminds me that I forgot to tell you about the full moon as well. So let's do 2 moons back to back. I do apologize. On January the 3rd, there is a full moon. It will occur here with a conjunction to Jupiter, the best full moon of the year. On January 3rd, the full moon opens up a fulfillment, a completion, or a harvest in health and work, pet, and tenancy matters. If you want to change your home, this would be a new tenancy rental property opportunity that will emerge within 6 months of the full moon, and you might rent a new home or you may tenant out your own existing property. You might also have a fulfillment of a desire planted 6 months earlier to secure a pet, or you might fulfill some success stories in improving your health, as well as getting new work opportunities are very, very fortunate emerging for you. Okay. And so you'll see that full moon open up those doors for you on January the 3rd. On January the 18th, sorry, I missed the first moon. We see a new moon here. This is just more of the same reset button. Mars, Venus, moon. You're resetting a profound level of change here, guys. It's spiritual enlightenment. Anyone? Add 6 months. Moving to a foreign country, add 6 months. Generating new types of revenue through foreign lands and distant places, moving to another country to make money there. But new beginnings and fresh starts are here for you as well. And so then we move into how this triangle gets picked up by Mercury. And there we have Mercury, the news guy, the messenger, quite invisible, but it doesn't mean he couldn't give you messages from your dream realm, particularly your trance states, your meditative states in the 12th house, and with deep, profound divine downloads and insights like kajung, like you suddenly get aha or aha moments maybe. And there will be aha moments or ideas divinely downloaded about making some changes of direction when it regards to how you make money or where you live. Finally, Mercury joins the stellium and will be Cazimi the sun on January the 21st. Now, Mercury in the heart of the sun is another blessed day. We have 3 Cazimis in January, guys. Triple Cazimi month. You can't make it up. I probably should have changed the title of my videos, my thumbnails to like Triple Cazimi month ahead, reset. It's a big month for karmic and cosmic reset. This is something you can use. This is like you have the power to do something on the day of January 21st that is going to bake in powerful, positive energy for you, especially with Saturn in the money house. It could be financial reset buttons of some sort. So something you wish to say, to do, to incite, or to begin. Oh my gosh. I forgot my eggs are boiling. Oh God, I forgot my eggs. Shoot. I think I killed the eggs. Oh, they're not boiling yet. Oh my God. Oh, there's no water in the pot. Welcome to menopause, guys. If you have a menopause brain, and I think mine's doing pretty well, given how much astrology I have to remember. I just realized the pot was going to run dry. What is that, a metaphor for you, Aquarians? Are we going to forget to turn our pot off and we're going to burn the bottom of our metal pot? Probably. So be careful not to burn the bottom of your pot. Keep hydrated. All right. Okay, guys, do something powerful that you really want to see succeed on the 21st. wedding proposals, book a trip, put something into the social media sphere, you're going to have a very positive result because of it, especially financially. Alrighty. And then Mars is holding the triangle. Now, Mars is like, hey, guys, I make decisions. That's my job. I take actions. That's my job. All right. I decide things. All right. What are we deciding here? You're making decisions. You're making decisions based on factors to do with money and the internet, money and your home, money and earnings. This is also a very profound energy for breakthrough in addictive substance abuse, especially with Neptune, like a pivotal turning point moment where it's like, done, I'm no longer going to smoke, and it's easy to quit. So those kinds of decisions are super powered here as we see the 21st and the 22nd play out of January. Now, as we move a little bit more forward, we're going to also see, just as Mars crosses over, he's in a very tight sextile to Neptune, very tight sextile to Neptune. This is a defogging. This is a clear vision. This is certainty arriving on the doorstep of something that was uncertain way back on January the 1st. So December 31st, January 1st, you were confused about something. That was when Mercury was squaring Neptune. There's nothing better than Mars to kind of take the fog off the windshield and have you have clear knowing about what is true, so you can make decisions regarding your money in essence, or your dietary habits and styles. Mars will join the fray, and now we have a parade of invisible planets all under the sun's beams in your sign. And this is going to be an important time for you because all the weight is in your sign. Aquarius sun, your career, Aquarius moon, your home life, and Aquarius rising, anything about the character you play in your simulated avatar story. What I think about this stellium most of all is that it's going to be activating your willpower and drive that is unstoppable. Why? Because it's going to be Mars, and it's divine willpower meets personal willpower, and it's in the shadows. It's invisible. You know you have unstoppable drive, determination, ambition, and willpower. It's inside of you for your sun, your career, for your moon, your home life and emotional control, maybe. And then you're rising, anything about you. You've got this quality of determination that is, I guess, unstoppable. And yet it may not be fully visible to the world at large until Mars is visible in March. And so you might be also making major decisions about your life and not sharing it with the world that are highly transformative and completely will turn your life inside out, upside down, because the sun is here. It could involve decisions around audience, marketplace, clients, legal contracts, and long-term committed love stories. And because Mercury is here, it could be decisions around entrepreneurship, creative projects, and lover romance relationships as well. And because Venus is here, these kind of determined, unstoppable decisions and stuff that transform your life could be about teaching, writing, traveling, podcasting, and also connect you to things to do with property changes and land and real estate. So it's kind of like you're making this kind of like diabolical plot for radical change in your life. And you've got a team that's helping you do it. Again, will everyone see all of this? Some of it will be visible in February when Venus is visible. Some of it will be visible in March when Mars is visible. So, and the reset button of the Cazimi on January 21st will show you the full results within 5 to 6 weeks after. So you have to be patient for this. A lot of this then unfolds through February and into March in terms of the results of these intense, deeply invisible planets resetting an agenda for you. And we end on good news. Mercury will join Venus. So starting around the 26th, 27th, 28th, and 29th, all the way through until literally February 1st. So the last 4 days of the month looks like good news is coming to you, connected to possibly travel, foreign lands, visas, passports, publishing, legal and court matters. That's 9th house Venus. Also connected to home, property, land, real estate. That's Venus. Connected to Mercury, mortgages, banking, finance, refinance, buying and selling property. That's Mercury. Or Mercury could also translate it to good news around children, love, romance, and creative and artistic projects. For example, because of Venus and Mercury together, it could be getting a contract for a book publishing deal. Or it could be being able to refinance or get a mortgage for a home, or sell a home, or buy a home with unexpectedly good news coming to it. However, because Mercury and Venus are you might be dispensing a message into the reality structures of the world that everyone feels is a good message. And you never know, because we'll end up with a full moon here. You'll see that full moon building up over early February. It could put a spotlight in the audience and marketplace with some popular and public appeal from a message you deliver that is called a good message. Don't forget to like and subscribe. My subs are so bad in December. I think this channel just might fall down and disappear. I'm barely making 500 subs in December. Bots are being scrubbed. You're probably being scrubbed. I've done nothing to change the content, the format. So please like and subscribe, share with friends and family. I'm willing to transform into something completely new and start a whole new channel or do something different. But I'd like to make sure that the channel does not die without an effort to revive it. All right. Thanks, guys. Don't forget, Time Your Best Life. Check below. Substack. Check below. Patreon community and my members only. Join my members only feature here. I think you'll like it. I put out a lot of content that's only here. And also I do live streams with you guys. I'm going to take questions and have some fun getting to know you in the members only live streams. Take care. Bye-bye. I'll see you in the next round of whatever I'm doing next year.